Yo, it's your boy Lilison, and bringing a quick video. And when I say quick, it's quick because it's quicker than I wanted to make this. As you know from the last video, we was in quite a pretty crazy KvK, which was 801 versus all. However, both the number 1 and number 2 servers did end up in the same zone 1, which means us and 787 were both down to fight in just day 2 in the KvK due to poor matchmaking, which I will say probably benefited, well, it definitely benefited us a lot more than it benefited them. But this saw literally within 2 days of KvK starting, we were both going to be fighting. Now the downfall with this, or the bad part of this, is no one fully got the time to develop tech, which means policies are lower than usual. Your resource healing is less than you could usually do. Your elixir generated is less than it usually is. Your troop size, your march attack, everything is lower. So everyone was at a disadvantage compared to what they would have usually been able to fight if this had gone on into zone 2, as it generally does. But, we had to make it work. And we did, and we had some good times fighting. However, it is pretty short-lived, which is quite disappointed. However, we did start off war very good. Both 787 had some good numbers on the field. I think the war went on for about 8 to 12 hours before 787 seemed to have either been depleted or stepped into their quiet time. So this meant during this period of time they got heavily penalized, because 801 has quite a very good 24/7 time. Our peak time is very high, but our off time is also pretty good. So we did very well on demolishing their towers quite early, which when they came back online, it meant they were now on the back foot. They did get the advantage at start because we kept pushing them and they were never really on the offensive and just on the defense. This meant when we was pushing them at the very start, we had to go through towers of keeps, which makes the battle a lot harder because we're not only fighting them on the field, we're also trying to destroy a keep which is just below our slope, whilst at the same time that is hitting us. So eventually, once we did destroy this keep, we did push down further, and this is when we did start to destroy towers and make some territory so we could start refreshing quicker, which they had the advantage of before we could start destroying towers. At the same time, they did launch a bastion right above our fort. So once they killed one of our towers, which we couldn't reinforce down on the other side of the slope, they put a bastion there. And once they placed a bastion there, for us it was like, this is it. This is all or nothing, because if they managed to build that and we couldn't destroy it, they would have deleted our fort, which would have made us in a very bad situation. However, we did well. We rallied the fort. We killed it the first time with a swarm. It was well managed. It was a great fort they placed, which we must have missed when we planned our territory. But we did a great job in getting over there, walking through their territory, walking through their troops, deploying a smoke so our troops were healthier for a longer period of time. So when we got to the point of swarming, it was a lot easier. But that swarm was quite intense. It did go on for longer than I expected. But the most important thing was winning that swarm and winning that bastion, and that's what we did. So great job to all the players in 801. The coordination was great and they responded very great. So I'm very happy with that. The only downside to this KvK now is we've now officially taken over all of the Zone 1. 787 have 0 territory. And now the question is, will they come back? Will there be any more fighting? Because as much as the fighting was great and it felt like we were much deeper into KvK than we were, the reality is the KvK's only just started. We're still in Zone 1. Zone 2 will open up very soon, and there's a lot more to do. So if this is like it's for 787, it's going to create a very boring KvK. And the last thing we want now is a boring KvK after some great fighting of 2 days. We expected a lot more. We expected as soon as we go into Zone 2, they said they were going to be migrants, take over Zone 1, which we were perfectly fine with. That was okay, because we would have just defended from Zone 2 and we would have gone to Zone 1 if we were bored and wanted some more fun. But then now that they've lost their zone and they're having a lot of internal issues, leadership is consistently changing now, the king is being moved around, their players are saying they're going to leave, some of their players want to come to us as soon as migration opens. Because of all these problems, it seems like their allies have also just given in. We did have a message earlier saying like there's no reason for us to deplete our resources against you when we can save it for next KvK. So it seems like it could potentially be finished now, but you know, we're going to try to do everything we can do to at least get more fighting with more people, and hopefully 787. If we can get that, great. If not, damn, this is going to be a long KvK because we fought a lot sooner than we should have, and it's going to be over a lot quicker than it should have. But we'll see how it goes. Other than that, it's been great KvK, multiple bastion fights, multiple rallies. Their leader Sarko got swarmed, which was very nice for me. I was very happy with that. He was lacking and he got caught out. So yeah, we did pillage a lot of cities, which was nice. So good KvK for 2 days. Now on to the next topic. We are opening migration. Migration for Eta 1 opens on the 20th. So if you're watching the video now, it's in around 5 to 6 days. And our requirements are pretty simple. You know, you need to have some good power. If you're applying at 20-30 million power, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to keep up. So we are doing a minimum power requirement of around 40-45 million. Your stats should also match your capabilities. If your merits or highest merits you achieved on a new account isn't very high or very active, you will be declined. But we're just looking for active people. You must be able to join Voice. Voice isn't optional. If you're not in Voice for a whole KvK and you are on the field fighting, and you may be active, but you most likely will still be kicked, because most of the issues we have from field fighting will be from people who are not in the voice chat. So if you're interested, go to our website, go to our Discord. We're also in the Call of Dragons Discord. Go for it. Feel free to apply. Feel free to DM me in-game in Eta 1 and I'll answer any questions. I do encourage questions. It's very important that people who join us understand what they're expecting and don't get any surprises. And, you know, we'll be honest and tell you, because the last thing we want to do is waste both your time and our time with migration. So if you are interested, drop a DM. And I believe that's it for me for this video. Thank you for watching and listening to me for now. I will see the video. I will let you just watch it to the music. Enjoy. Thank you. Bye-bye.
One.